Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of The Chord. Now, what is it about Sting that makes him so famous? Well, first of all, he's prolific in the way he does whatever he does. He is an actor, he's a musician, he's an artist, he's a philanthropist. I mean, he's got everything coming together. Does a lot of charitable work with his wife, Trudy. In fact, he set up in 1988 the Rainforest Foundation to save the rainforest. So he does a lot for humanity. And he's also been to a place like Trivandrum. When Bob Geldof had come down here for the festival called the Hay Festival, the literary festival, nobody knew that Sting was there in the audience. But then you knew for a fact that people used to come and say, like they'll walk past him and say, I think that's Trudy along with Sting sitting there. I'm not really sure. But when you look at Sting, you know it is him. It was such an amazing moment. I was lucky enough to see Sting as well. Didn't get to shake his hand, but so good. I did get to see him perform with Bob Geldof, but that's enough for me. I hope Sting comes to India soon. When he does, I'll be there for sure. I'm sure you will be there too. But this is about Sting, the musician. Now, Sting didn't become Sting overnight. In fact, he came from a very industrial background, if I could even say that. Not musically, but I'm saying the way he used to live, because he was in this, this shipbuilding area, which is all metal and steel, and very gloomy part of England for that matter. But eventually, what he did do was he was standing on the road one day when this procession was going by. It was the Queen, and the Queen waved out to him. And according to Sting, it was that moment that made him look at life outside just being in that place, which was an industrial wasteland, to say the least. That's his take of it, cold and dreary. But then Sting eventually rise to become who he is because of a guitar that he got from a friend of his who was a native at that time. To tell you how he got the name Sting, well, he used to go to all these shows and he was a jazz player at that time. So he used to go to all these concerts and sit there. But he always used to wear this turtleneck which had yellow and black on it. And he had this dress, a sweater which had yellow and black on it. And his co-players with him would look at him and say, he actually looks like a bee. Another guy came and said, he actually looks like a wasp. Somebody else came and said, he actually looks like a hornet. Eventually, he would take the name Sting from just the way he was dressed, not the way he used to sing. There's lots that we talk about Sting, but also about how he started this band called Police. He left West X, went straight to London, decided to start his own stuff. He used to play the bass back then. He started off Police, and nobody knew as to where they were going to go. Now, one thing about Sting and the Police is this, that eventually he knew that he's not going to be with the band for too long. So in 1983, he just quit the band, saying that he wants to go solo. They did come back in 2003 and played again in 2007. Now, how did this show happen in 2007? Well, they actually opened for the Grammys, and Madonna came on saying that Sting was the one who introduced her to Guy Ritchie, the husband at that point of time, and even today, in fact, for that matter. So they were good friends. They came on stage and played Roxanne. The next day, they said they're going to go on a world tour, and that's exactly what they did. Sting is amazing. We've come to the end of this episode of The Chord. Catch me next week, same place, same time, only on Rosebowl.